What's up, Rockstar? Coach Betty Rocker here, and I am super excited to do this awesome bar sculpt workout with you today. It's fairly low impact, but it is a lot of strength and core and booty and legs. And all you'll really need today is something to hold on to. You could even use the side of your wall. I'm going to use this high back chair I have. You could also use the side of your couch, any chair in your house. Really, it's just to help support and stabilize us while we balance through some of the more challenging moves where we're on one leg. And I've got a nice mat set up. If you have some doggy helpers, that's of course optional. And we're going to get right into this right now with just a nice opening up sun salutation, a nice little yoga flow that we're going to translate right into this whole bar experience. So let's go ahead and sweep our arms up high overhead, palms come to touch, engage your core, take a nice deep breath in, and now hinge your hips back as you dive forward towards your feet, exhaling. Bring your hands to your shins gently, bring your back to flat, gaze forward. Now fold all the way forward again, just place your hands down, bend your knees, step your feet back, coming into a tall plank. You want to make sure that your hands are stacked just below your shoulders. Your belly button is in and up, so you have a nice tight core, no arching backs. You don't want to have your hips up too high. Absolutely fine if you need to drop to your knees here. We're going to spin the heels of our palms in close together, sort of turning our elbows towards each other, spinning our triceps towards our rib cage, and lowering down halfway to Chaturanga Push-Up, curling our toes under, coming up to an upward facing dog, opening up through the chest, allowing the back to stretch. Absolutely fine and optional to drop your quads down to the floor here or keep them hovering up off the floor. Curl your toes under again, lift your hips up high, down dog. And this may be your first down dog of the day. It is for me. I'm just going to pedal my heels out because that feels so good on my calves. And we are going to be giving our calves a nice workout today. So enjoy that stretch. Send your hips up high. Bend your knees, step or float forward again, back to meet your hands. And let's come again all the way up, arms up high overhead. Bring your hands down through heart center and then send your hips back, forward fold, down towards your feet, hands up, halfway lift, gaze is in front of you. Fold all the way forward, bend the knees, step or jump your feet back. Again, tall plank or kneeling plank here. We're gonna do 10 push-ups together to warm up our upper body. So you can have your hands out just about distance of your shoulders. And we're just going to lower and press up. Again, knees down is a great way to get a great chest workout and help you build strength there. No shame in your game for any modifications. We don't want to get injured, and we all are in different places, and that's great. That's how we get stronger, safely and efficiently building up. So here we go. That's about 7, 8, 9, and 10. Send your hips up high, down dog, press them back. Enjoy that. Maybe again, you want to pedal those feet out here slightly. And bend the knees, step or jump your feet back to meet your hands. Come all the way up and turn to the front or face me on your mat. Now, you may want to hold on to the side of your chair back for this next series. We're going to step out into second position, which is sort of like slightly wider than a regular squat. The toes are turned out. And we're going to send our butt back behind us into a squat, so we're not bending forward. And I find it a lot easier to get the right form here if you're holding on to something, because it allows you to trust yourself as you squat back. Now from this squat, we're gonna power up, we're gonna pivot into a right side lunge. We're gonna come down, come up, back to center, squat, pivot, left side lunge, squat, and again, pivot, right side lunge. So you're just working through your squat and your lunge. And if you want to have another chair on the right side of you, that's great, just do that. Or maybe you want to hold on to the wall, or maybe you don't need any help at all balancing. Just give your body the support that it needs as you work through these. We're just really toning and strengthening the legs with this little squat lunge combo. And in a moment, we're gonna pause and do some calf work. Oh yeah, so fun. Just really make sure that you're paying attention to your form here. That's why we're doing this. So you want to keep your chest upright as you come into that lunge. Knees tracking over the toes, not going beyond them here. This is perfect. Last two, last one. Now let's hold the squat. I know, are your inner thighs on fire already? Just hold and come up. Take a quick little breather. And while you're here, let's try lifting up onto our toes. Great idea to hold on to that chair as needed. Let's try lifting and lowering through the heels. I might have said lift up onto your toes. Some part of your feet you're gonna lift up to. You're gonna lift up your heels, lift up onto your toes. Lifting, lowering, lifting, and lowering. And you may wanna adjust your stance slightly because we're gonna sink down back into that second position squat, and we're gonna lift those heels again. And we're gonna do 5 with both of our heels lifting, and then we're gonna alternate. So leave your left heel up, now your right heel. Now your left heel, now your right heel. And you can play around with your arm, you can have it up. You can try bringing both arms up if you have no trouble balancing, but feel free to hold on. And now we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with both heels lifting. That should be at 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do another set, single heel, heel, left, right. Try to sink your hips even just a little bit lower. I know, so fun, so challenging. Come on, both heels, try to keep your chest up. I noticed I was starting to pitch forward, very natural as we start to fatigue, very natural. So use your core strength, pull yourself back, use your chair, and now 5 more with both heels lifting. Come on, lift, lower, lift, lower. It doesn't have to, I'm sweating from doing this and I'm not moving very fast. Really challenging for those muscles. Last one. Woo! Nicely done. Okay, shake it out. Turn to face your chair or your surface and adjust my mat. There we go. Now I'm gonna bring my heels in like this. They're gonna touch in first position and I'm gonna lift up on them, and I'm gonna probably have to walk my feet together again once I've lifted up. So we want those heels touching. Now go ahead and sink down, and see how my back is sinking straight down? I'm not sinking forward like this, just a very straight back, small sink. And I'm gonna allow my knees to come in and out. And you can actually feel what that's working. It's working your inner thighs and it's working your glutes, your outer part of your outer thighs, this part right here, and the butt region right here. So you can feel those muscles actually contracting. So try to sink down just a little bit. Not too many of these, just get a little bit here. And you can also keep your heels down and do this if it doesn't feel good up on your toes, if that bothers your knees at all. Don't do anything that causes pain. Always exercise pain-free. You don't have to force yourself to do anything just because I'm doing it. Do something else. Listen to your body. You are the best expert of you. Sink those heels down. Whew, maybe a little forward fold. Turn to face me. We're gonna do a little side leg lift. So lift the leg, right leg for me. Maybe you're on your left side. Don't worry, I'll just switch to the other side when you get there. So we're just lifting and lowering that leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's go a little more quickly. Lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold it up. And I'm gonna take this opportunity to just sort of lean over on my side, so my elbow's on the side of my chair back, and I'm going to do some small pulses. So I'm gonna point my toe, and I'm just gonna pulse. Lift, lift, lift. Yes, you're doing great. So good. Keep going. Lift, lift, lift. Core is strong. Shoulders are open. We're not putting too much pressure here on our elbow or our hand if we're leaning on our chair back. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand. Lean over, lift, stand. Lean over, lift, stand. Lean over, lift, stand. Lean over, pulse. That's right. Keep pulsing. Stand, lean over, lift, stand, lift, stand, lift, and pulse. Yes. Good. Last one. So good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to turn to face our chair. Hinge forward, hold on to your chair. Same leg. We're working the same leg. For me, it's that right leg. So I'm going to bend my knee here, and I'm going to extend up. I'm going to point the toe, extend up. Just knee bent and lift, and lift. Really squeeze your butt. Now the way to get the maximum benefit from this movement is actually to make sure that your core is engaged. There's a tendency to sort of like do this kind of thing. Don't do that. Be very, very specific in your movement. Have a nice, stable, secure lower abdominal region by simply engaging your abs. Imagine that you're bracing perhaps for getting whacked in the stomach. I know that's not the greatest image. Or that you were laughing, and how does your stomach feel when you laugh? Everything tightens up, so just tighten up a little bit and try not to move your torso around. Good. Last 3, last 2, and on this last one, you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna pulse. Little pulse, 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 lift, 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 and pulse. Pulse. You got it. Come on. Pulse and lift and pulse. Lift. Hold it up and out to the side. Oh, now we're gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep your toe pointed, and your left leg, if that's the one that's down, is probably starting to feel a little fatigued. You may be feeling tired through your left glute. I sure am. You're not alone. Keep working that right hip. Good. Up and out to the side. Up and out to the side. Now, if you feel like you're confident and you have a little bit more balance you want to chest out, you can raise your right hand for an additional challenge. Last 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to rebalance. I'm going to hold it up. Some little pulses here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it down. Woo! Shake those feet out. Power out the knees. Nice job. All right, I'm going to actually move my chair to the other side so I can repeat that. And we're going to start out with one more set of those calf things where you're going to lift up onto your toes and nice straight back, heels together. You lower the knees down, and we do those tiny plie pulses. So knees come back and out and back, and feel your glutes turning on. Have a nice strong core here. Want a nice straight up and down posture. Great work. You've got this. Thank you for doing this with me today. Woo! Doing awesome. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels come up. This time we're going to work the left leg. So we're going to come out, turn to face me or the camera or your video screen, and we're going to lift the left leg. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can also bring your arm up. A nice thing to do if you want to get a little more motion is to sweep your arm to meet your leg. Get a little extra core work here. Great job. Come on. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. You know what happens. We're going to hold it up and pulse and pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Yes. Lifting and pulsing. Just a tiny movement. Try to keep your legs straight, your toe pointed. Great work. And lower. I'm going to lower my body so my elbow is down, and I'm going to lift the leg down. Lift, down. Lift, down. I'm going to try that coming all the way up. Lifting the leg. Up. Lift the leg. On this next one, we're going to pulse as we come down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down and lift the leg. Down and lift the leg. This next one, we're going to pulse again. Lift and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down and lift. Down and lift. Last one for the pulse. Up and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. So good. All right. Turn to face your chair. And you're going to hinge forward once again. Maybe holding on to the side of your chair. And we're going to lift that leg again. We're going to work on that reverse lift. This is so good to help you activate and turn on the glute muscles. I love doing bar workouts a couple times a week or even just once a week just to remind my hips how to fire. A lot of us, when we're doing moves, just regular lifting moves or even high intensity moves, we don't slow down enough to really tune in to how much our muscles are firing. And that's so important because if your muscles are not actually activating properly, you're not getting as much out of your workout. So slowing down and doing these really fun, really simple, really challenging postural stabilizing bar moves can be very helpful for your overall results in all the workouts that you do. Not to mention, you do those beautiful long sculpted body lines and strong alignment and posture. So how was it? Okay, I'm already feeling that. Here we go. So I'm gonna hold it up and we're gonna pulse, 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 pulse. Hold it up, straight, and pulse. Great work. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna bend that knee, down, and up, down, and up. Great work. Down, and up. Whew. Down, up, down, up. Core is nice and strong here. This time my right glute is totally on fire, trying to hold me up with this leg pulse. Great job. Keep it up. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and I'm gonna pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that knee comes out to the side and then down. It's like a standing fire hydrant. If you've ever done a fire hydrant exercise when you're down in tabletop, this is very similar. And lift and lower. Work those glutes. Work that standing leg. Maybe check in with it. Give it a quick breather. Maybe just take a quick breather and then come right back to it. Totally make this workout your own. You have control. You can actually pause the video anytime. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Oh, shake it out. Ooh, butt is on fire. So we're gonna stretch that out actually now together. I'm gonna just do a couple more of those awesome sun salutations that we started with. Just straightening out my mat. So go ahead and sweep the arms up high overhead. Bring your hands through heart center. Hinge it forward, send your hips back. Reaching down towards the floor. Bring your hands to your shins, flat back, gaze is in front of you. And then fold all the way forward. Maybe bend at your knees, or if you're more flexible, you can keep your knees straight. And you can step or jump back, coming into a tall plank. We're gonna spin our triceps in towards our rib cage, lowering down halfway, Chaturanga Push-Up. Come on up into an up dog option here to drop the knees down. Of course, anytime, modify as needed. You don't want to crunch your shoulders here open. You want to really open your chest up, just like this. And then curl your toes under, send your hips up high. And maybe this time you're really enjoying that calf stretch. Feel free to just pedal your feet out, sinking your heels down to the mat each time. And just send those hips up nice and high. And when you're ready, bend your knees and step or jump forward back to meet your hands. Come up once again, hands up high. And then hands down into heart center, folding forward, all the way down, hands to shins, gaze is forward, lower down again, step or jump back, and we're gonna hold this plank, and you guessed it, we're gonna do 10 more push-ups. Option to drop down to your knees to do these push-ups. Just keep your back nice and flat, gaze is in front of you, and we're gonna begin 10. Nice tight core, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep going. If your hands or wrists bother you, might want to try doing this against the side of your couch with your hands elevated. Also a great option. 2, last 1, and send the hips up high. Down dog. Last time. And we're going to float the knees forward all the way to the top of our mat again. And coming back to where we started. Here we go. All right, got another fun standing series before we move down to the floor and do our floor core series. Super fun. You're doing awesome. So this one, a little bit more challenging. So just do what you can. Listen to your body. So we're going to do a little squat kick action. So what might be the most helpful for you is if you put your chair, or you position yourself in front of your chair so that it's just here to guide you, because what we're going to do is we're going to squat it back, and then we're going to do side kicks. Squat and kick, squat and kick. And if you don't need the balance, if you don't need the guidance of your chair, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to have it here. You can move it out of the way and just squat and kick, squat and kick. All of these options are right. They're right because they're working for you, and that's what matters. So keep it going. Squat, kick, squat, and kick. And if you want to try something really challenging, try floating your arms up while you're kicking. And maybe you want to move them around a little bit, get a little more core, just playing, having fun with it. being free in our bodies. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Oh, I felt that. All right, so we're gonna come into another little lungy type series. It's really good for your glutes and will totally work you. If you need some water, please feel free to grab some. And let's go ahead and stand facing our chair, and we're going to start with the right leg. So the right leg's going to come back behind us. So we're going to start out by coming into a very shallow lunge. And what I mean by that is, normally you might not think about this, you might just be stepping back. A shallow lunge is when you come and your knee is very close to your heel. And it also mimics a reverse curtsy lunge, right? So let's try that again. And the thing to keep in mind is try not to look down like I just was. And you don't want to be like doing this, right? We don't want to put too much pressure on that knee over the toe. In bodyweight moves with strong knees, that's not usually a problem. When you're going to add a lot of weight, it can be. And when we're doing a lot of repetition like this, I want you to make sure you're keeping your weight back, just to stay safe, right? So we're just keeping our weight back. So we'll just practice a couple of those. So keeping the weight back. And if you find it very challenging, you can step back farther with your knee. If you find it challenging, keep your chest upright as you're stepping back. Good. Now I'd like you to add an additional challenge. While you do this, when you come up to standing, I want you to try lifting onto your toe. Yes, lift onto your toe. Lift onto your toe. And you see, I'm almost doing it now. I'm coming up with my toe now to my knee. So we're going to add that other piece to it. If you're ready, just feel free. Add it in. Breathe. Yes, I'm doing so amazing here. Lift and bring the knee up, the toe up to your knee, or bring the knee up and to the side. And if you'd like to add even more of a challenge, you can sweep your arm up overhead, and you can even add a movement to it as you move through this. You're doing so great. We just have a few more here. 3, 2, last 1. Okay, that was really good. Now, just final touch on this side. We're just going to hinge forward, and this position that you were holding, I want you to come back to it again. I'm just going to hold onto my chair, and as I hinge forward, I'm going to sweep the leg out behind me. Hinge and sweep. Hinge and sweep. Hinge and sweep. And you may want to try adding a little bit of a lift there as you come up. Lift that knee up towards the ceiling even more. Lift. And watch yourself here, because it's easy to be like twisting open with your pelvis. Try to keep your pelvis very square to the chair in front of you, even as you lift. That will really help. Great job. Come on, just a couple more here. And 3, and 2. Try not to put too much pressure on your hands. And 1. Really nice job. Those were serious. Let's try that on the other side, shall we? All right. Whew. Shake it out. Feeling good. Looking good. Feeling good. All right, here we go. So we're going to start again by practicing that reverse curtsy lunge. And don't assume that it's going to be the same on this leg as it was on the other, because each of our sides of our bodies can be a little bit different based on side dominance or just how we use our bodies in our day-to-day lives. So just notice that and just get yourself set up. You might want to step back farther if you're finding it's challenging to really get that strong position with having a narrow reverse lunge. And when you're ready, you can try lifting up onto your toe. Lift onto that toe. Lift onto the toe. Lift and lift. And when you're ready, we'll add that last piece, which is to bring the toes up to the knees. Good. Lift. And I think I'm naturally kind of stepping back a little farther in my lunges, and as we get a little more dynamic with that, that's absolutely fine and smart. So just do that. Now just notice where you are in space, protect your body, and if you'd like to add in the arm sweep, that's a great idea. So good. Try to keep adding that heel lift as you move through this. We're getting close to the end. You're doing awesome. Sculpting, toning, strengthening. A strong posture really equates to more confidence. It's been studied by science that your posture and the way that you stand is a direct correlation in your brain with how you feel. Pretty cool. So we can actually change how we feel by improving our posture mindfully. That's it. That was it. Oh my goodness. That was good. Okay, get ready. We're gonna add in that little, we had that position with our leg. So we're gonna just hinge forward over the chair, hinge forward, lifting each time. And I'm noticing that this side of my hip really wants to sort of like open out, and I'm trying to keep it very square in towards my chair. And by square, I mean both sides of my pelvis are like facing the chair. One's not rotating out. So that might not have been obvious. Sorry about that. Keep going. Whew. Yes, I'm getting tired. So good. I love this workout. Up. And remember, each time you come up, you can try lifting your knee up just a little higher towards the ceiling, really feeling it open up. And you're just hinging forward and then coming straight up. So shoot your butt back. Soft bend in that knee. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Amazing. Amazing work. I'm gonna move the chair out of our way. And we're gonna do one more set of those double sun salutations with the push-ups. I know, so good, working that upper body. So find a good spot on your mat, sweep your arms up high, palms together, palms down through, heart center, fold it forward, enjoy that stretch for a moment. And when you're ready, bring your hands to your shins, flat back, gaze is forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, step or jump your feet back, spin your elbows into your rib cage, lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Flip your toes under, look up, open up your back, open your chest, breathe in. And on your exhale, send your hips up high, sinking your heels down low, feeling that nice stretch through your back, pressing down through your finger pads. Again, feel free to pedal the feet out anytime that feels good. Maybe sway your hips side to side, maybe just play around with your knees, do what just feels natural to you. And now bend your knees and step or jump your feet back to the top to meet your hands. Arms come up high overhead, palms through, heart center. And we fold it forward again. Hands to shins, flat back, and then we fold it forward. Bend at the knees, jump or step back, tall plank or kneeling plank. And we're gonna give me 10 more push-ups. Come on. 9, 8, 7, 6, tight, strong core. 5, 4, gaze is about 6 inches in front of you, neutral neck. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful work. Send your hips back, down dog. Enjoy that stretch. And drop your knees, lower down onto your stomach. Yes. We're gonna fly like Superwoman. So extend your arms out in front of you, extend your legs out behind you. Your legs can come out wide, they can stay together. We're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Really strengthening those paraspinal muscles, muscles that help you stay upright as you are going through your day. Very important muscles that protect our spine. So good. Keep going. And of course your lower back. We're really helping to strengthen the lower back with this one as well, which helps to stabilize your front abs. So your lower back and your ab muscles in the front are really what make up your core entire way around. So it's really important to train them together so you have good balance all the way around. Last 3, 2, last 1. Great job. All right, come up to tabletop. Go ahead and come through to the seated position. And we're gonna roll onto our backs for a little glute bridge series. I love it. All right, here we go. So in the glute bridge, what I want you to do is just really dial in your core engagement here. So we want to make sure that our lower back is not like in hyper arched position. We also don't want it smashed down onto the mat. That's a little bit too much contraction. We want to have a natural contraction in our abs. So imagine you have a big blueberry and you've got it stuck right between the floor and the middle of your lower back. And you want to press down that blueberry without squashing it entirely. And that's going to let you feel some turn on here in your abs. You can probably feel that right now if you just did that.
Now from this position, I'd like you to press your heels down and lift your glutes up and lower down. You might want to reset your blueberry each time you come down. Maybe reset, lower down, reset. And what's happening here is when you actually have your abs engaged and you're lifting up into a glute bridge, you're able to really isolate the muscles of your glutes. So you're not actually straining or overworking your lower back in this position. You may also want to check in here with your feet. They may be in too close to your butt, and that's causing a little too much pressure on your knees. If they're too far away, it's kind of hard to control it. So find a comfortable position where your feet are in a good spot where they're stabilizing you as you lift. Now, if you want to add a little bit more dynamic flow to this, you can start doing an overhead reach. If you have a weighted object or water bottle that you want to hold on to here, that's a great way to add a little bit of extra work for your chest and front deltoids, your front shoulder muscles. Really nice. Just keep going. And remember, each time you come down, you're adding just a little bit of engagement. You're finding that blueberry so that you're not lifting up with an arched back. That's really my point here. I want to help keep you safe and secure. Okay, last 3, last 2, last 1, and now you've mastered this. Go ahead and stay up. Yes, that's right. We're going to pulse. So here we go. Pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. We're going to do 10 in our right leg. So just maybe get your foot in a good position. Extend out through the left. And we're going to lift up and lower down just on the right leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Good job. And remember, finding that blueberry spine each time you come down. That's 5. You got 5 to go. And this should be really challenging because you just worked your glutes already a ton. So this is just the icing on the cake. Good work. Last 2, last 1. And we're going to switch legs. So put your left foot down, extend out through your right, and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Great work. Come on, you're almost through this. So strong, so powerful. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Last 4, 3, and 2. Last 1. Awesome job. Okay, you stay right where you are. And now that we've really mastered that blueberry spine, I want you to have like not a super tight bent knee and not a straight leg, but sort of like somewhere in the middle with your feet. Extend your arms out over your head. Find your blueberry spine from this position, because as soon as you reach your arms up overhead, your back naturally wants to arch. I want you to find that strong core where you're pressing that blueberry down to the mat with your lower back without completely squashing it. All right? And now I want you to roll up and let your feet lift up and reach for them. And now roll back. And find that blueberry spine again before you roll up. And I think you'll find that you are really working your abs when you do it this way. Lift up, roll up, and reach for your toes. So we just had a slight bend in the knees, and we're gonna roll up and reach. And roll back and extend fully, roll up and reach. You got this. Awesome job. Oh my gosh. Keep going. I love it when people skeptically ask me on my social media, like, are these the only workouts you do? And I'm like, that means you haven't done my workouts yet. Only. These workouts are super challenging. Yes, so good. Variety is awesome, of course. It's fun to mix up the types of workouts that we do, and I certainly do that. And I have different programs for all of the different training styles that I have. So I definitely encourage you to seek out all of those different training styles, but the best thing to do is to have a plan for a set amount of time and follow it so that you can really watch your body change, so that you can stay focused and consistent. That's really the way to win. And then change the program after you're done with it. But go through your program consistently first. Last 1. Awesome job. All right. Let me straighten out my mat. I don't know why. Does it bother you when your mat isn't perfectly straight? It bothers me. Oh my gosh. So funny. Okay, let's add a little bit of lower abs to that so you can actually stay right where you are in this position. And we're going to start out by keeping those knees in that nice bent position and find your blueberry spine. And we're just going to extend and bend, extend and bend. And it's totally cool if you want to set your foot down in between each of these. Like maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to extend, extend, extend. Or you can keep the foot up off of the ground. It's really up to you. It depends on how strong you've gotten in your lower back so far. And as you do these pain-free, you will get stronger. So don't feel like you're doing something wrong if you're modifying it or if you're changing it to work for you, because working out and doing the things you can do each time has a cumulative effect. And when you're consistent, that's when we win. That's how we build up strength safely. You know, when you get injured, you have a setback, then that slows you down. So we want to always work within our limits, listen to our body, and I know that's what we're doing today. I'm doing it all the time. Good job. Let's do this. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Oh my goodness. All right, let's work our side abs now. So come over to the side. We can't be finished until we really get those obliques involved. We've done our upper abs, our lower abs. Now it's time for the side abs, the side body. So come onto your right elbow. Plant your right elbow just below your right shoulder. And I'm going to do this with my knee down first. And I'm going to come up and make sure, again, when I'm talking about the hips being square, we want them square together. So I'm just going to tap my toe in front and then behind me. In front and then behind. In front and then behind. And you can totally have your arm up overhead. This, just like this, looking good, good. Just a few more like this. And now we're gonna add something else. We're gonna bring the toe up to the knee, toe to knee. Beautiful. And I really like this side knee position. It really helps me have control because I'm moving that top leg around a lot. And we're gonna switch back to the extend forward, and then you can add a little hip dip there in the middle if you want to. Just drop your hip down and raise it, or stick with the first move that I showed you. And around and behind, around and behind. And now I'm gonna add in the toe to knee, just mixing it up. I'm just challenging myself to see how long I can stay up. And now I'm gonna drop the hip, bring the toe to knee, drop the hip, toe to knee, drop the hip, toe to knee, looking so good. This is really tough. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, let's do that on the other side, shall we? Need to even it out, right? All right, come on over to the other side. And if you're looking for, programs to follow along with the way that I train, of course, I have all of my amazing Betty Rocker programs on my programs page of the blog. So you can try them anytime. And I really recommend that you check out Rock Your Life, which is where I put all of my best 30-day challenges. There's like so many 30-day challenges, so you can start one at any time and go through the program. And the nice thing about Rock Your Life is that when you're a member, it's like having a gym membership. So you've got nutrition stuff in there for you to use, recipes. You've got all of these great workouts you can use. And if you're going through a challenge, it's totally fine if you miss a day, because you can go back and get it the next day. It's not going anywhere. So you have it all there for you in your library. Let's try that toe to knee, toe to knee. Or maybe you want to follow along with a set program like Home Workout Domination, great home workout program, or Lioness, which you can do in the gym or at home with a little bit more equipment if that's your thing, or the 90-day challenge. There's so many great options. So I would just shop the Betty Rocker, programs page and see what looks good to you, what jumps out at you, and where you're at, because I've made something for everyone. All right, let's try the lowering the hip and tap the toe. Lower the hip, tap the toe. Looks like I have a little helper here. He's like, hi mom, I really want to get up and I want you to pet me. He knows the workout's almost over. I know, I'm sad, but I'm also sore. Okay, my elbow was traveling, so I gotta readjust. And last set, the toes coming to the knee, lowering the hip, up and down, up and down, up and down. Last 3, so good. Last 2, last 1. Oh, those are so tough. Oh my gosh, my hips. Let's do one final stretch flow, and then you are done for today. I'm super proud of you, super proud of us for getting through this workout together. Let's go ahead and stretch it all out. So arms up high overhead. Gonna fold it forward, hips go back behind us, hinging forward. Maybe just hang, let your head hang here for a moment. Oh, hello, my little helper. He's showing you how to do down dog, as you can see. Hands to your shins, flat back, up halfway, and fold all the way forward, And we're gonna step or jump our feet back behind us, tall plank or kneeling plank. Spin your elbows in close to your sides. We're gonna lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Flip the toes under, come on up into upward facing dog. Look up. Inhale, helper. Oh, is that how we do that? Is that how we do that? That's so impressive. Curl your toes under, send your hips up high, down dog. That's right, that's right. Down dog, down dog. Maybe you want to pedal your feet out this last time. Great work. Such a rock star. This was a longer workout today and I really enjoyed it. You know, when you have the time, it's nice to be able to do these longer flows. Go ahead and bend your knees. Come back. And I hope that you have just a wonderful day. And I want to thank you so much for joining me for this workout, me and the boys. And I hope to see you again soon. And I'd love to see you inside of Rock Your Life, where all of the magic happens. We have the Team Betty Rocker coaches. We have an amazing private women's exclusive community where there are live classes taught every week. There are amazing workouts to choose from and all of those 30-day challenges and healthy recipes as well. So love to see you in there, Rockstar. I'm going to leave a link for you so that you can check that out. And of course, feel free to shop the Betty Rocker programs page to find a workout plan for you and just find something, because it's so important to have the ability to be consistent, and I really find that having a plan to follow keeps me really motivated and engaged with what I'm doing and accountable. So loved having you. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.